Sunday, and today we're going to be taking a look at Poule Poule, a game by Oka Luda. This copy was provided to me by Oka Luda and UpstartBoardGamer.com, so I appreciate that. And I'm going to be doing a quick overview, kind of a quick run through. The game goes 2 to 8 players, 8 years old and up, and lasts about 20 minutes. Poule Poule is essentially a party game where you are a film director making a film about foxes, hens, and eggs. And if that sounds weird, yes it is. The game it has a very unique concept, I'll say up top, that I haven't, it's good to have unique games in your collection. This is definitely one of them that you're going to want to keep in that. So let's get into it. Check out this unboxing. Bam. That's all that's in the game. Cards. A card game, about 50 cards or so. And the game is very simple to explain. And then once you explain it, you go, what? And then you have to show them how to play it, and they're like, oh, okay. So let's just talk about how to play the game simply. The name of the game is Poule Poule, which I believe is the French translation for hen. And you're going to be flipping over these cards, which are movie film strips. And they have eggs, there are foxes, and there are hens. There are more in the modular expansions, which are in the box, which I'll talk about in a second. But essentially, one person will be the Poule Poule master, and they will be flipping over the cards one by one on top of the other. The objective is for someone to slap the deck, say cut, when they see 5 eggs displayed. Sounds simple, right? Let's go through it. So I'll start by playing a little bit. We have an egg, fox, another egg, another egg, we have a hen, we have an egg, another hen, fox, an egg. So that was 5 eggs. So whoever sees 5 eggs first slaps the deck and says stop. Now at this point, everyone around the table can either say, okay, that's fine, and then that person would get a point for being the first person to see 5 eggs. So the points are represented by these egg pieces. The first person to 3 egg pieces wins. So if no one had any arguments against that, that player would receive the 1 egg point. You would shuffle the deck and go again. But everyone at the table has the opportunity to rebut, and everyone can. Whoever does is basically trying to make the other person lose points. So when someone else rebuttals, the Poule Poule master, the PPM for that round, will take the deck and flip it over. Then they're going to slowly replay this movie that you just made. So we're going to start very simple, and then this is how the game works. This is how I can explain the game best, is by showing how the game kind of plays. You have an egg. The egg will stay. The egg counts. It's good. You have a fox. Now, if a fox comes out, it chases away any hens, but there are no hens to chase away. So this fox is out of the film. You have another egg. Another egg. So far, 3 eggs. So far, so good. We have a hen. Now, when hens come out and there are eggs available, a hen will sit on the egg. Now there's only 2 eggs. Another egg comes out. Good to go. Another hen comes out. There's an available egg, so the hen will sit on that. Fox comes out. Fox, as I said, will chase away hens, so it will remove any one of these hens. Doesn't really matter from the film. So now there are 3 eggs. And there's 4 eggs. So if you slapped on it and said cut, you said there's 5 eggs, you were wrong. Someone rebutted, so you would lose a point. If the rebuttal, say this hen wasn't here and you actually did get 5 points, you would get the point, and anyone who rebutted, who didn't think you were correct, would lose a point. Again, max 3 points for the win. Very simple game. It's a very fun memory type game, because as you're seeing these cards come out, you're wondering, well, I saw a couple of hens and eggs and foxes, but I'm not sure what order they came out in. So as you're replaying this, you're trying to figure out, did the fox chase away the hen, or did the hen come out after the fox? It's a really interesting game. So you would shuffle the deck and play again. Hen, fox, egg, 2, 4. You could say stop now if you wanted. So if someone yelled stop right now, again, someone could say, no, I don't think you're right. Okay, so you're gambling a piece of your egg. Fine. So we'll take this deck and flip it over. The hen came out, no egg to sit on, so the hen goes away. A fox comes out, there's no hen to scare away. Fox goes away. You have an egg, an egg, an egg, an egg, 5 eggs. Uh-oh. Chicken comes and sits on that egg. Boom. You were wrong. It's all about keeping track of what's been played in the film, and then once the film gets back into session, seeing if you're right. So again, that's all that's in this deck. This very simple deck of hen, fox, and egg cards. You're trying to basically be the first to 3 points. It goes up to 2 players. I'll mention quickly the game at 2 players is instead of having a master or a Poule Poule master, you will have the deck in the middle of 2 players, and then one at a time, one person will flip over a card, and then the person across from you will flip the next one. And that's how you do that. And then you're flipping them over in such a way where you don't see it as you're flipping it over. It's a quick turnaround, so you don't have a advantage on that. In the same way, slap on it when you see 5 eggs, or you think you see 5. And that's it. Now, what are there's some modular expansions inside this box as well. Very tiny box too, I like it. But there are some cards out here that are extras, and you can add one, you can add them all to the game, and there are also some variations in the game as well that you can kind of play with, leave some cards out, do some different things. So here are the cards right here. So first of all, we have the farmer. This is Roger the farmer. Right up here. Roger the farmer comes out, and he's taking all the eggs. So as you're replaying this film, if the farmer comes, say we had this film already played, and the next card was this, he would scoop up all the eggs. He would do it again. You would continue to draw. So the farmer takes away all of the eggs. Coin the duck doesn't do anything, but when he is shown, everyone is supposed to say quack. And when he shows up again, because there's 2 cards, everyone's supposed to say quack, quack. And the rules are funny. They say whoever is the Poule Poule master as it's happening can choose what to do with the people who don't quack. So kind of make it a little game out of it. Maybe take a drink or something. If you flip this over and no one quacks, all right, you didn't quack, so do that. There's also Rico Coco, the rooster. When Rico comes out, it stops the draw. So if you're the Poule Poule master and you draw this as the next card, that stops. And then the first person to slap the deck and say how many eggs they think are under them is the one that will then go for those points. So he kind of yells cut. The rooster's crowing. Nothing to do there. Can't continue with the film. There's also these ostrich eggs, which are, you can see, bigger than the regular eggs, and they count as 2 eggs when they're out. So when you see this, knowing they're a little similar, especially if you're flipping things over quick, you have to know that this is 2 eggs. It counts as that, so it's pretty cool. You also have worms out there. Worms will stay out during the film until a hen comes out and eats that. So instead of, in this case, say we had a scenario like this. We have an egg come out. We have a worm come out. The worm will stay there. And then when the chicken comes out, instead of sitting on the egg, it will be happy enough to eat the worm, and then he'll leave, leaving the egg still there. So a little bit of strategy once you know what these things do is making sure you remember how these things work. You also have Waff the dog. He will hunt the fox away. So if there's a fox, he'll get out of there. When a dog appears, stays in the backyard. So the next fox that comes along, in the normal game, a hen would come out. And when a fox comes, it would chase away the chicken. Well, in this case, if we have a scenario like this, a fox would come out, and the dog would say, mm-mm, and then chase the fox away, leaving the hen on the egg. And last but not least, a very cool one is the fox in the rooster clothing, or the fox in the hen's clothing. And what this does is acts just like a fox, but when a dog comes out, it doesn't go after it. Because it thinks it's a hen. And then the game also comes with some blank cards. You can make your own things. I've been thinking about maybe wolves or bears or maybe another farmer that does something else, but they give you a couple extra cards to kind of do with what you will. That's essentially the game. Again, the rulebook right here lists a number of different variants. There's a hungry duck, which the duck eats. The duck ends up eating the worm. You can do with a farmer doesn't like ostrich eggs, so he won't take the ostrich egg as if he comes out. And then the director's cut is using all the cards, and there's a few more in here as well. I really enjoy this game. I played it yesterday a bunch, 2-player. I'm really looking forward to playing it with more because I can imagine it being with up to 8 players kind of frantic. And when everyone being able to kind of rebuttal and say, okay, I think you yelled cut too early or too. I think that might be a little bit, that might be entertaining with a group of 8 people. So if you get a chance to get your hands on this game, I will try to do my best to put in the description where you can find it. But I know it's coming out to the U.S. market soon. But right now, I know you can find it in places online. But it's Poule Poule by Oka Luda, and I appreciate the review copy. I do recommend this. It's a very simple, again, simple to explain, and you almost think it's too easy. And then all of a sudden, once you start showing how the game works as far as memorizing the eggs and the hens and the foxes that come out, it turns into something a little more, but it's super light, and you can kind of make a good game out of it. So highly recommend it. Check it out, Poule Poule. Thanks, guys, for watching this overview, and I hope you have a great day. Head on over to our podcast at superboardsunday.com and check it out. Thanks, guys.